What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Hopefully everyone is doing well and having a great day so far. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Weather Update for Monday, December 9th, 2024. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do daily weather updates on all things weather in the United States. So if you're new, subscribe down below. Give this a thumbs up if you liked the video and leave a comment down below. Doing those things help me in the YouTube algorithm. Share this video with anyone you know. And of course, hit that notification bell to be notified of my latest update. Wasn't sure if I was going to do a video today, but I then looked at the latest computer model data this evening and said, oh yes, I need to come on here and do an update because this front that's moving through in the east, it's getting rather interesting to say the least. You can see here, the Storm Prediction Center is where we're starting off today. They have a Day 3 outlook of marginal risk of severe weather from eastern North Carolina, even into portions of New England. When's the last time you heard about a marginal risk of severe weather in New England? In December. You don't hear that too often. There's going to be some instability along this front. There's going to be some dynamics. And there's definitely going to be some wind with this system. And there could even be a squall line. Yes, a squall line is now showing up on the computer model guidance. Of course, all is quiet right now across the country when it comes to power outages. Not seeing any problems with that. But it is something we will be watching as we head into tomorrow. And of course on Wednesday, where it will be really windy in the east. Taking a look at the current satellite picture, we can see a warm front did move through the mid-Atlantic. It is still up into New England. There is some wintry mix going on with that. Behind that, believe it or not, where I'm at in Philadelphia, things have cleared out for the time being. There was actually a sunset here this evening, and temperatures are in the upper 40s. It is really going to warm up along the East Coast tomorrow. Many places will be in the 60s, and in the Southeast, you will make it into the 70s tomorrow. But you can see behind her, there is more moisture building back across portions of Louisiana. There's even some thunderstorms. You can see there is some lightning showing up on this imagery loop here. Taking a look at what is going on with the latest winds, and we can see here, there are some strong winds out of the northwest in the northern plains. That's the change that will be becoming behind this front. I mean, it is really going to change things in the east for a few days. Thursday, Friday, and maybe even Saturday will be much colder than what is going to be coming tomorrow. Right now, all is calm on the west coast, but that is going to change at the end of the week. Taking a look at radar, we can see on radar, there's that warm front that's moving through the northeast. It is behaving exactly as it was supposed to. We didn't even have a tenth of an inch of rain here today. Some places to my west, like in Maryland and central Pennsylvania, did get closer to that quarter of an inch amounts that I was expecting. Taking a look in the southeast, we can see just general rain. Georgia, South Carolina, you're about to get some rain. Alabama, Mississippi. And then in Louisiana, you do see some reds here. Those are some thunderstorms. And as noted by that satellite loop that can show lightning, there is some lightning associated with this. Taking a look now at the National Weather Service hazards map, winter weather advisory is up in the northeast, and we can see flash flood watches up, or I should say flood watches up for portions of Louisiana and extreme southern Mississippi right along that Gulf Coast, and there are some flash flood warnings within this because heavy rainfall has occurred from those storms. That training effect I talked about yesterday, it did pan out in Louisiana. If you're in New Mexico or portions of Colorado, winter weather advisory for you. And in California, we do have some big doings down around Los Angeles. A really significant major wildfire threat. And you know what? Let's go to the homepage of the Storm Prediction Center and talk about the wildfire threat first. Today is listed as critical, but we switched that to tomorrow, and I saw a great reference on X just a little while. Twitter. I will always call Twitter. That said, having a day 2 extreme wildfire risk is equivalent to a high-risk day for tornadoes. Yeah, that's how serious this wildfire threat is in the Los Angeles area, and that critical. Take a look at this. It does go close to San Diego, so it's not just Los Angeles, Santa Barbara. I mean, you're not far off from this. It's just to your west, or excuse me, just to your east. So yes, I am really concerned there's going to be wildfires in that particular area tomorrow. Now going back to and taking a look at the severe weather, marginal risk today across portions of Louisiana. That's to be expected. Marginal risk tomorrow across Mobile, Alabama, portions of Florida, Columbus, and it doesn't include Birmingham. Wouldn't be surprised if Birmingham does see a thunderstorm as well. And then day 3, there's that big risk once again. We can see here probabilities 5%. Based on some of these high-res models, if some of them are correct, that marginal risk area could come back west ever so slightly, and maybe a small slight risk area could eventually get included in this, because when I show you the high-res models, you're going to go, what? It's December. Yes, no, it's really showing up on the models. All right, taking a look at this. Surface fronts, and we can see here, that front will start to gather moisture in the south as we head through the day tomorrow, and eventually that warm front will clear through New England, but there could still be some mixing in New Hampshire and Maine tomorrow. We can see here the moisture gathers in the south, a little bit of snow in the upper northern plains, and there will also be a snow aspect in the Great Lakes. I'll explain that in just a little bit. You can see here the front on Wednesday. It is going to be a super soaker in the east on Wednesday, and eventually it will taper from south to north as the day goes on and as the front pushes eastward. But take a look behind here. You see a snow aspect in the Great Lakes. Yes, there will be once again Thursday into Friday, maybe some more lake effect snows. It could lead to a few lake effect snow warnings. It's not going to be a long duration event like we saw previously, but nonetheless, it could last a good 24 hours. So that's something we'll have to watch. Then we'll see a weak system that forms as we head into the weekend, where there will be a much stronger system in the Pacific Northwest. Yes, you could be seeing very heavy rainfall, heavy mountain snows, could be multiple feet of snow in the mountain, and some of this will make it down to at least Central California, and that is going to really start on Thursday evening and last all the way into Monday of next week, if not longer. All right, taking a look at the heavy rainfall aspect for the next 3 days, and there's something impressive here that you don't usually see in December. First off, slight risk today in Louisiana, and then tomorrow, slight risk in portions of Alabama, Georgia, and South Carolina. But take a look at day 3. You're seeing this correctly. This is in December. There is a slight risk of excessive rainfall, meaning flooding risk, in New England in December. Yeah, pretty impressive, and a marginal risk goes all the way back to the Carolinas. So, yeah, this is pretty significant for this time of the year. Taking a look at total precipitation amounts, again, widespread from Louisiana all the way up into New England, 1 to 3 inch precipitation amounts. But you also see now there is a 2 to 4 inch area across portions of Massachusetts, southern Vermont. New Hampshire looks to be the jackpot on this map, and portions of Maine. You can see these little dots here in New Hampshire. Yeah, those are 4-inch amounts showing up. They're near the White Mountains. Extremely concerning for this time of year, considering your ground is likely rock hard, and that could lead to flooding. All right, let's take a look at the models. And I want to show you the 3KM NAM today, which is a bit more high res. So starting off, there goes the warm front through the northeast. Some moisture maybe continue lingering overnight tonight in the mountains. You may have some freezing drizzle first thing tomorrow morning, so be careful with that. That could create for an icy situation. And then here comes another warm front-like feature tomorrow evening. There will be a round of showers that moves right through the northeast. Then behind that, we will start to watch the moisture gather along the front, and the new area of low pressure will develop. You also see some light snows in the upper Midwest. Not terribly concerned about that, but watch what happens as we head through the day on Wednesday. And in fact, I am actually going to change the view on this to the eastern U.S. view. Watch what happens here. You're starting to see a line form in the Carolinas. That will quickly spread north throughout the day and push eastward. And take a look at this. Yeah, it's December, but there is going to be a squall line. And along that squall line, there are going to be pockets of 40 to 50, maybe even isolated gusts to 60 miles per hour. And it's going to be really quick when it happens. You can see here, it is a thin line, but this is going to be quick. It is going to be vigorous. It could cause power outages. It could cause damage. And you see it goes from New York State down into Pennsylvania, Virginia, even into North Carolina on Wednesday evening. And this will continue east. And as it continues east, it actually holds together. And you can see here, even portions of Long Island get in on this. Even Boston gets in on this. So yes, it's something we're going to have to watch. And it's something that I am concerned about because you don't typically see this in December. It can happen from time to time. But just that short little window, that's all it takes, really, to get any type of power outage and tree damage. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. And again, I think there could be an isolated area within this that does get upgraded to a slight risk. Let's take a look at the RGEM model and see what that is showing. And here we are again on Wednesday, and wow, look at this. The RGEM is even now showing a squall line. And Florida, you do see isolated thunderstorms as well when this front moves through. Will it be severe? Give me another day on that one. It could be, but I'm not as impressed there as I am up to the north. And on the backside of this, there still will be a snow aspect, but it's going to be on the very edge of this system. Look at this. This is a really impressive squall line showing up Wednesday on the RGM model. I mean, even up to Albany, New York, it is now showing this. And look, it just blasts right through New England and the Mid-Atlantic. I definitely think there's going to be some power outages. Also, take note. On the West Coast, Thursday morning, the first bits of moisture starts to move on what will be a long rotation, multi-day event. Mountain snows, rain along the coast. It's not going to be all that heavy on Thursday. It's really Friday where it will start getting heavier, but it's just the persistent nature of this. The fact that it'll just be ongoing continuously. And you can see Washington State, as we head into Thursday night, it does start to get heavier for you, and that's just a sign of what is to come. Let's take a look at the 18Z GFS that just came in. And real quickly, taking a stop in the east, even the GFS is showing a convection squall line in the east. That's concerning. GFS is not really a convective model, and yet that is picking up on a squall line potential as well. All right, GFS as we head into Thursday, you can see here that some light precipitation, but the bigger storm system moves in Friday night, Saturday, and this is a strong one too. 960 millibar low. 968 is showing up here on the GFS. And you can see here, as I continue this, it just goes day after day after day. There's Saturday. Now we're coming into Sunday. There comes another wave of energy. And then as we head into Monday of the following week, another wave of energy. And there may even be more events behind that. Take a look at total precipitation. You see, even Central to Northern California gets in on this. But we're not talking the magnitude of precipitation that we saw with the system a few weeks ago. But I think as time goes on, there's potential. This could trend wetter. That seems to be the theme with these West Coast storms. Modeling trends stronger as we get closer to the event. It's happened several times over the past several years, and I think this is another case where that could happen. All right, one more thing we need to take a look at. Let's go to the northeast view, and this is where I'm going to leave you off for today. Take a look at this. Here comes that squall line that comes through. It's the RGEM model, and actually, you know what? Let's just go to the eastern U.S. view. Take a look behind here. Snow squalls once again form off the lakes, and that will be the theme for much of Thursday. Friday, it should start to taper down. There may still be a few snow squalls left on Friday, but for the most part, that's when they will taper down. And then as we head into the weekend, we'll have to keep an eye on this system right here. Could bring a wintry mix to the Chicago area. Green Bay, you may get in on that. Not a very strong system, but it's something we'll have to watch, and also something we're watching. Behind this front in the east, look what happens to the temperatures. They just crash. Oh yes, they really crash. Thursday and Friday are going to be extremely cold in the northern plains and the northeast. Highs may be just in the mid-30s for many places along I-95. And if you're away from I-95, you may not even get above freezing again until maybe on Sunday, and then Sunday it does start to warm up. And as we head into next week, yet again, another warm up. Alright, guys, we'll have another update again tomorrow on this. We'll take a look at the climate predictions that are tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Want to see more content? Subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know. And leave your comments down below. The more like button hits and comments we get, the more YouTube is going to share this content throughout the algorithm. Want to help me grow? I'll just go do those things. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic Monday evening.